Mass Emergency Net begins in 1 minute. Is there any business or does anyone require the use of the repeater before I begin? This is N1MWJ. Good morning. This is November 1, Mike Whiskey Juliet Ellis in New Ashford, Mass. Net control station for the Western Mass Emergency Net, Berkshire section. This net is part of the Amateur Radio Emergency Service and the National Traffic System of the American Radio Relay League. The purpose of the net is to pass traffic, to conduct area's business, air announcements of interest to the amateur community, and to answer any questions about area's NTS or other emergency communication topics. This net meets every Sunday morning at 0930 local time on the 53.23 K1FFK repeater on Mount Greylock with a PL of 162.2. This is a directed net. Please don't break the net without informing net control if at all possible. Please don't. When checking into the net, please keep your call phonetically, and your power source is commercial or battery power. Traffic and announcements will be handled first, followed by general check-ins using the first letter of your call suffix. Now looking for any stations with traffic or announcements. Stations with traffic or announcements, please call net control. This is November 1, Mike Whiskey Juliet, net control for the Western Mass Emergency Net, Berkshire section. I'm now looking for any Aries NTS or other officials. Aries NTS or other officials, please call net control.
This is November 1, Sierra Yankee November, Rick in Dalton, Massachusetts. Assistant Berkshire County Skywarn EC. Negative traffic this morning. I'm on commercial power. Good morning, Ellis, and the rest of the net.
Do we have any other officials at this time? Hearing nothing, we'll go to general check-ins. Call now.
This is Kilo 2 Whiskey Golf, Wayne, Cana, New York, commercial power, no traffic.
Here is Kilo 2 Zulu Victor Lima, Van, Indian Lake, New York, running commercial power. Good morning.
There is Whiskey 1 Kilo Romeo X-ray, name is Greg Balmville, Mass, on battery power. Good morning.
Okay, at this point, the net recognizes N1SYN, K2WG, K2ZVL, and W1KRX. Do we have any further check-ins at this time? Check-ins, call now. Okay, I've got a couple of announcements. Rick informed me the other day that Henry N1SJR is now a silent key. If we could have a moment of silence. Okay, as I did on the other net, on the 911, I'd like to again give my to the 5 hams that donated all that valuable time for helping run the Thunderbolt ski race. K1FFK Jim, K2WG Wayne, KC2YKT Richard, K1JVM Frosty, and N1YCW Bruce. Again, thanks to them. Thing went off without a hitch and no injuries or anything like that. So thank them a lot for their public service. Do we have any further check-ins at this time? Okay, I want to thank all of you who joined me this morning on the net, and to any stations that may have stood by while the net was being conducted. The net is now secure at 0935. This is November 1, Mike Whiskey Juliet, signing clear, 7-3.
N1MWJ from K2WG.
Go ahead, Wayne.
Ellis, I think it's important to note whoever's writing up the report about the activities yesterday, that you're well aware of it because we kept you informed as it happened. But the emergency services people there had mechanical difficulties with the generator, and then mechanical difficulties with the comm van itself. So for the initial operation over there, Frosty and I, using our radios, were the only communications they had for a while.
I'm aware of that, and I'm sure the race officials are very thankful for your level of preparation, and I think they'll have to do their homework and maintenance on their equipment. It was unfortunate that happened, but it is also fortunate that you were prepared.
Well, that's another issue that we can talk about during our training programs. Anyone who does have the capability of having radios that are also programmable on public safety frequencies. And anytime I get deployed to anything like that, I always make sure I have one of those radios with me that not only has the ham frequencies, but I can also program the public safety frequencies in. And that's when it becomes very valuable. Instances like yesterday. I'm not saying every ham has to have a radio that will also program public safety, but as we go out and deploy ourselves to these community service events, I think that's becoming more and more of an issue.
I agree with you. And to get a type accepted rig that for commercial public safety stuff and that programs into ham bands, I guess, is the way to go. And also obviously having officials there that are responsible for those frequencies. But it's a point well taken. And even times when you just have to monitor other frequencies in a wide receive, but being able to transmit it always comes back down to interoperability there, and it's always been a bit of a problem. I recall one time on a missing persons thing, being the comm person and having 5 different radios, and it can get to be kind of crazy. N1MWJ.
The only thing that's kind of complicated, a lot of us have had ham radios for years that we could open up for, Mars frequencies and would give us the general receive capabilities and so on and so forth, but not many of those ham radios were capable of, narrowband FMing, which all public service agencies are on now. Or if they aren't, they're in violation of the 2013 FCC declaration that they all had to go narrowband FM. But there's some out there. I mean, the Wuxons, the Bofang, and so on, just to name a couple. But there are those available that will do that are type accepted for commercial, as well as amateur radio. So I guess just to plant a seed, those of us that are planning on continuing to be deployed and take care of these public service events might want to have at least one of those in our list of radios. Just saying, K to WMEN.
No, I fully agree. I picked one up myself, one of those Wushans, and my work frequencies are narrow with odd splits and different tones for transmit and receive. Making it normal equipment inaccessible, and I guess that's why that was done. But newer stuff now is capable of doing those things. So having a commercially type accepted one is the way to go, because you can go down in grade, but you can't go up. As far as from ham to commercial, and just making sure that people don't abuse it and have the privileges to operate on the frequencies that they're helping out with, or having a control up there who does.
Agreed. And in addition,